Hey guys, I wanted to show you this app that I found on the Android store, Google Play Store. It's called Sculpt Plus, and let's go ahead and open it. I installed it, and so this is pretty much like Blender sculpting if you use that. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. So I just created a test, but let's do a new one. So they start you off with the sphere and the controls. Let's just go through them. The main ones first. Down here at the bottom, you see it says Sculpt. You click it and it has paint and transform. So transform, you can move it. It has an undo button down here and a redo. And then paint, if you select that, you can select the wheel on the right side with the colors and then just move this around, choose a color you want, hit OK. You can favorite your colors and then just start painting on it. Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna switch it back to Sculpt. So let's start with the top. That little circle with the X. Click that. You've got all these settings, and I'm just gonna do a quick little video on how to use it. All these you can play around with, or I can go in depth if you want to. Object, here's your subdivisions and all that other stuff. Scroll through there. Here's your rendering. The render actually didn't work for me. When I hit it, it just comes out as black. When I hit render on my phone, it showed up as a black screen, but if you actually open the image, it actually rendered it. I'm assuming it would work if you go into your downloads folder, or on your phone, you go into the files and then look at your rendered images. You could probably see it there. So let's keep going. Settings, and then here are your layers. You can add, if you hit the plus sign, you can add another one. Hit create and hit the layers again, and now you have two. The one that you have highlighted is the one selected. And on the left side, you can click matte caps, so you can change the colors and work with that if you want. I'm gonna leave it the base color so I can paint over it. And then here you can choose the color that you want for it. Okay, let's see. And then on the right side, you have your brushes. You have the standard, inflate, move, rotate, pull, trim, flatten, increase. And underneath it, you have the brush alpha types. You can play around with those, get different shapes and stuff. And here, that's your paint colors. And then on the left side, the mask. I'm not gonna do that. But the smooth, that's similar to when you hold shift when you're sculpting and you want to smooth something up. And then you'll see the plus and then the minus. You just tap on it to switch. So plus, you add geometry, and minus, you subtract it. And then underneath that, you click that and you can control the size of your brush. And then that one gives you the strength. So I'm just going to do halfway, and let's just start sculpting. All you do is just tap on it and just move your finger around. I don't know what we're going to make, but let's see. Okay, so let's just leave it as a head. You can do a lot more, but let's leave it as a head. And here in the video up on the top, next to the settings, you can always change up here your perspective to orthographic if you want to look at it that way. Perspective, and then the field of view is just changing the zoom. Oh wow, I just saw that. You see on the bottom it says record 360 turntable GIF. Let's try that. Alright, let's call it Turntable. Okay, start recording. Oh, it's spinning. Nice. And let's go ahead and open that turntable that it made. And there it is. Pretty neat. And you can tell, you see that it has a Sculpt Plus so it'll have your logo on there. So let's go ahead and open up your layers and let's make that sphere visible again. Let's go down to the sculpt, transform. Let's move it over. Whoops, undo. I forgot to select it. Go back in there, select it. Okay, now move that. And then on the right side, you see we have a scale and a rotate. So scale, let's scale it down. Go back to move it up. Let's make it. There's a duplicate. So we click that. All right, and now we move that over. Great. All right, so we got some kind of thing. And now let's go ahead and paint it. So let's select the. Wait, can you rename these? Yeah, you can rename them. Head. Eye. Okay. So select the head. We're gonna go into paint mode down here. Now let's go ahead and paint them. Let's make them. Let's make them that color. Oops. Clicked off of it. All right. So now we just paint. How about we make him a bird? So let's do orange. Okay, that's fine. How about we just color one eye? I want to see what happens if we don't. If we leave one object without being colored. Let's see. So we'll do this eye green. Okay. There. So now we can go up here. We can save it. I'm gonna save it as test bird. Save. Alright, and you can see there's an export and an import button. Let's do both. Export OBJ, and we'll put bird. Okay, and I guess you can click. Oh, it's asking where you want to save it. Actually, to make it easier for me, I'm just gonna save it in the downloads folder. So go into download and bird OBJ. And now I'm gonna export it as STL to see what it looks like in the 3D printer slicer. Can't spell bird. Okay. And also we'll go in our downloads folder, export, and we will import another OBJ. So actually I have one that I made before, but you know what, let me do one in Blender and then I'll bring it in here and see what it looks like. Alright, so now let's move to the computer. We're in Blender. I went ahead and downloaded all the stuff, and let's get rid of that. We're going to go ahead and import it. If you remember, it's an OBJ. So we're going to go to File, Import OBJ, and then look for your file. Okay, so I had it on my desktop test app. So we're going to go ahead and import it and see what it looks like. Okay, so you saw I was sculpting this way, so it puts it in reverse. Let's just flip it around, apply rotation. Alright, it looks like it came through. Now, did it bring in the colors? No, it did not. So Let me check one thing. Okay, so let's double click the bird and just look at it in the viewer. So when I try to open up the OBJ, it has an error. So I'm assuming I guess for now, don't spend your time painting it unless you're just going to render from there and then share it, or I guess screenshot it, however you're going to share it. Because it looks like it did not bring the materials in it. Yeah, see, it says none. I kept the names, so that's good. And then it just added numbers at the end. Okay, so let's look at the geometry. Okay, and triangles. Pretty good. Yeah, so that's actually pretty good. I would use it to just create something real quick and then pull it in, and then you can keep working on it from here, you know. So let's do the reverse. Let's modify it here and then bring it back into the program and see if it likes that. So let's give it a mouth. This. How about we give it some teeth and then one here. Let's bring that out a little bit. Okay. Let's bring that. It's just flatten that out real quick. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, we made some kind of creepy monster. Or actually, instead of that being, let's make that his tongue. That's good. Alright. Well, we give him a nose. Alright, looks like some kind of weird monkey thing. Okay, let's go ahead and apply the smooth, see if we can export it back out. I'm gonna do it without the eyes for now, and then I'll test it joining them and then see how that comes out, because I don't know. Maybe it imported them as 3 separate. I don't know how it handles it. So let's just export him out as an OBJ. Modified bird. Alright. Select it only. Export. So let's do 2 and go ahead and see what it looks like. We'll select all 3 and then export as OBJ. Can I do that? Let's see, bird. 3, since it has 3. Selected. Okay. Alright, let's try that now. Oh, one more thing. Let's try it with an actual material and see if it brings in a material. Instead of color, no, let's leave color for that. For this, let's add another one, and we will put an image. Okay, I just set it with a leaf. I'm going to unwrap it. Alright, let's try that. We'll do the same thing. Select them all, file, export, OBJ, textures. Okay, export. Alright, now let's go back to the phone and see. Oh, wait. Before we do that, let's look at the STL. I'm gonna go ahead and hide this collection. Let's make a new one just for this. We're gonna import it. STL. Okay, here it is, bird STL. And it looks like it did it upside down. And it's about the same. Wow. The eyes, okay. Yeah, it's not smoothed out. Okay, and now let's look at it in an actual slicer and see what it looks like. So go ahead and import it, or I guess open. So there is the size, very tiny. Let's make it 1000%. Okay. Oh, and it comes with the eyes. Okay. Slice. See if we have any problems. No problems. Okay, cool. Alright, now let's move on to the phone and see if we can re-import what we just changed. Alright guys, I'm back in the program and I copied the exported OBJs and their so I copied the OBJs and their MTL files that stored the data for the textures and colors. Let's see if I can import them back into here. So we're going to go into import and we're going to go OBJ, and now I got to go find them, put them in my downloads, and there they are, modified, modified with 3 objects and then modified with textures. So let's try the first one. Select. Whoops, undo. So it looks like it was able to pull it in with my changes. Pretty cool. And then can I keep working on it from here? Let's switch over to Sculpt. Yes, I can. Yeah, there we go. Give him a horn. Cool. Alright, now let's look at the... Let's not save that. New. You have unsaved changes. Are you sure you want to start a new project? Yes. And hit the undo because it inserts the sphere automatically. That's import, OBJ, Downloads. Let's do the textures one. Okay, so it does not bring in textures. But still, just for sculpting, it's really, really cool. It's a cool tool. So we can edit it, modify it, and it kept it in layers? No, it did not. Okay, so that's one thing. We exported it out together, and it looks like it just merged them into one. So if we go to transform, does it move the whole? Yeah, it moves the whole thing. So it looks like it's put them together. So yeah, that's it. You can make your assets, your game assets, or make a character, start doing that, you know, your off time if you're not at home in front of your computer, and then pull it in later and continue on it. So hope you guys like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.